friends, welcome to another edition of Tech Talks. I'm Jen Wangler, Vice President of Technology for The Right Place. And joining us today is my friend, Chris Koens, who is the president of a company called FlexTal here in Grand Rapids. So super excited to have you on the call today, Chris. We're going to ask you a few questions about CES, and we're talking about CES today.
Awesome. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So Chris, why is FlexTal participating in CES this year?
I think, I guess I remember when I was a kid, I actually went to CES one time with my father. He had a company of his own that was in the tech space. And back then it was, celebrating like VCRs, TVs, and, the brand new high fancy fandangled thing that you could take video cameras at home with the camcorders and things like that. And I think, we've come to a whole new different world. Right now, CES is going to be celebrating like autonomous vehicles and things of what was back then when I was at CES as a child, the thing of like the Jetsons cartoon and the future. And I think for us at FlexTal, even the way that hiring has happened in the past has been changed so much today. So back then when, people were celebrating the advent of the camcorder or the Betamax, people were being hired and spending 50 years at a job and retiring with a gold watch and a pension. And today, we went through the whole series of people with job hopping where they stayed a few years and then went to the next job. And now we're looking at, a time in the world where people stay a very short time, or whether they choose to or not, they have to leave a position, whether it's because of relocation or downsizing. And a lot of workers have decided that they don't want to be controlled by the corporation, and they want to look at hiring or working in a more flexible way. And that's what is, the passion and the basis of FlexTal. It's flexible talent and matching good companies with good freelance workers, and just the huge shift that's happened. And we look at CES as that celebration of change and, modernization and innovation. And for us, it's about working with, the companies that are going to be presenting those innovations at CES and the opportunity to talk with them, about that change in distributed workforces and fractional employees and freelancers really taking up the major lift of a lot of the things that they're doing today. And the ability to share people with the technological and innovative mindset with other companies, so you don't have to take on the full expense. A lot of the companies at CES are startups or recently, innovated into something new or pivoted. And so to talk with them about how to get a really high-end developer or a new CEO or CMO or CTO and share it with other organizations in a fractional sense, to not have to be burdened with the necessity of a 40-hour-a-week employee. We love it when people do hire 40-hour a week, but there is a big, area of companies that can't afford that or can't justify it. So whether it's at the top C-level or all the way down to the people, in the weeds and doing the work, there's just a lot of opportunity to bring in a fractional employee. And so that's why we're looking forward to CES and really being able to bring that opportunity to some of the organizations that might not know that a company like FlexTal exists and might be looking for that fractional mentality, but struggling with how to find the right workers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. So Chris, there's so much happening in the world today, and you actually are a boomerang. So you're from Grand Rapids, moved someplace else, and just came back to the area.
Correct.
So I guess from a personal perspective and a professional perspective, why are you choosing to, I guess, personally live and work in Grand Rapids? And also, what makes Grand Rapids ideal for FlexTal in growing your team here?
You and I have chatted in the past that I didn't actually grow up as a child in Grand Rapids, and I never had a desire to come to Grand Rapids. But once I moved here for university, I didn't ever want to leave. And even though I say that I didn't ever want to leave, I've left several times. I've lived out of the country, I've lived out of the state, and I always do come back. There's always that joke around Grand Rapids that we call it gravity rapids, where, you just get pulled back whether you want to or not. And for me, I always did want to, and I love being back. And I've only been back for a short time after my latest trip abroad. And I couldn't be happier with, even just driving around in the last couple of days and seeing the the advancements and the changes. It's a beautiful place to be and to live. And our whole leadership team at FlexTal has had the opportunity to live out of state and to live out of country and to come back. And I think, there's huge benefits to being in Grand Rapids, the community, the affordability. And I think that there is a sense in Grand Rapids of a constant push forward. I think there's a lot of places in the United States and in the world where there's just the status quo, right? This is the way we've always done it. In Grand Rapids, you can go anywhere in this community and you'll find someone who's thinking outside of the box. You'll find a community of people who are trying to push things forward, whether it's the right place, whether it's the right place or whether it is, a entrepreneur. There's a lot of people who are trying to think forward and to move, the community, the state, the whole world forward. And that is just a great feeling to be part of a community that looks forward more than, just accepting what is and looking backwards. And I think, FlexTal specifically, why do we choose to work here? Well, like I said, all of us who are on the leadership team of FlexTal have had the opportunity to live somewhere else. We've come back for family reasons, for just enjoying the community, for wanting to raise our family and have our family in this community specifically. And the opportunity here, just with great workers who have a great sense of pride in the work that they do. And for a company like us, where it doesn't necessarily matter where our workers are from, right? Like working with fractional employees and remote workers and freelancers from all around the United States and all around the world. For us as a core team, as a leadership team, for us, each of us individually made the decision to live here and to come back here when we've lived somewhere else. And I think for us, it's just, not to sound too cheesy, but it's home. And Grand Rapids is home for each of us, and we've chosen it and chosen to come back when we've left. And I think, that says a lot about the community and a lot about just the region of West Michigan that really helps to help people come back and to welcome people back and to think forward. And for our freelancers, we do try to encourage any of them that are in Grand Rapids to work with us, but we work with a lot of people from all over America, all over the world, and all over, different walks of life, to really just place them with companies right here in Grand Rapids and all around. We're not focused specifically on this region, but we love living here, we love working here. And, I think we've all had the opportunity to think through, would we want to move our company to another location, another state, another region. And it always comes back to, kind of this big giant question mark above your head. It's like, why would you? If you have the opportunity to work here and live here and, the embrace of the community and the forward thinking, it's just, I don't see that we would ever move our organization out of here, for any real reason. There's just such a strong forward thinking sense and a strong pride. And even the workers, having the community here is just great. I guess I could just wrap it up with saying community here is great and we wouldn't want to be somewhere else.
That's awesome. Thank you, Chris. Thank you for joining us today. I look forward to our trip to CES.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to be back there. I won't say how many years it's been, but it's been a long time since I've been there as a child with my father. And I'm excited to be back and to experience it with the right place and to be able to look at all of the innovation that's out there today.
That's awesome. Great. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. All right. Thanks a lot.